What's up, Dream Chasers? What's up, Wrench Gang? It's your boy, Kevin Van Voris, wearing a beanie in, well, it is September. It's still the summertime. In my bright-ass green Jordan sandals, as usual. You guys always ask me, is that all I wear? Yes! Yes, it is all I wear. And no, we're not going to talk about the truck that I'm in right now. Sorry. That's for another video. I gave you guys a little sneak of the outside. We'll make a separate video on that in a couple days. Anyways, I hope every single one of you guys are having an awesome day. Hopefully you guys have a safe Labor Day weekend. So, I'll be honest with you guys. I was never going to, people say, I was never going to make that video. I really was never going to make a video like this. Number one, I just don't like dealing with drama and bullshit. I'm too old for that now, and it's just not something that I'm fond of doing. However, I think this video needs to be made because a lot of you guys have been around and started watching my channel because of the Hellcat Charger. I've owned it. It'll be 4 years next month, and I've only driven it about half of that time. The other half of that time, it's lived its life at Livernois Motorsports in Dearborn, Michigan. So, this is not a hate video. I'm going to simply state the facts, put everything out there, and you can make your own decisions, opinions, whatever you want to call them, on what happened. So, let's take it back. It's been, I don't know when the first time I started tuning my car. So, I did a ton of research, as much as I could, and at the time, Livernois Motorsports had the fastest Challenger out there. I think it was running like a 9.2 or a 9.1 something. And again, this is like 2 years ago. So I did my research. I messaged them and I said, look, I'm a small influencer. I'm looking for a company that would like to work with me. Now, obviously, I wanted to work with a company that was good. Livernois Motorsports had an awesome name. I thought their reputation was good. And to be honest with you guys, my car was running fantastic, and I never had any issues with Livernois until after I blew my first engine. Okay? So, what happened was, I go down to Houston. I meet up with the guys, my homies over at Streetcar Video, not Streetcar Takeover. Streetcar Video. Okay, I meet up with them in Houston. They set up some private street racing in Mexico for myself. So David, my brother, came with me. Make sure you guys follow David at Dave Van Voris on YouTube. But he came with me. We raced a ton of cars. I had a blast. My car was beating cars that I would have never thought. And, this is a 4,500 pound Dodge Charger Hellcat, beating vets and other things that it probably shouldn't have, but it was. I was very happy. My goal with the car when I first started, I was like, I want to run a 9 with like barely anything. I ran like a 9.7 in Amarillo with like, I don't know what the DA was. It was like 5,500 or something crazy. So in January 2 years ago, we went down to Houston, had a great time Saturday night. Sunday, we went down and went to the racetrack, did my first pass. Like, I drove the car there, didn't even let the car cool down, nothing, didn't even put ice in it, and I go and I run a 9.49. I'm like super pumped. I'm like, bro, what? Are you kidding me? My car just ran a 9.49. I was super pumped, and I was like, dude, this car is gonna go like 9.3s today. Second pass, my car's engine decided to blow up right after the 8th. Luckily, I didn't hit the wall. One of my airbags, the line blew up. So it actually stopped me from going to the wall, which is nice. The undercarriage caught a little bit of fire because of the fluids that were going on, but nothing crazy. And I was upset, but I wasn't as upset because my car, I beat the shit out of it. I was extremely happy. Livernois is taking care of me all the way. And they've been extremely responsive and all that good stuff. And after I blew my first engine is when everything started to go to shit with them. I said, this was in January, and my goal was to race at TX2K at the actual drag race event. Obviously do some street racing too. because that's what you do. And that's like, me and my brother used to watch Text to Case videos, still do, and I was like, God, I want to go down to Houston so bad and just street race, and then also race in the event. But street race, it's like the Super Bowl of street racing. And I was like, how cool would it be to take my big ass boat and just go walk cars that I shouldn't even be racing, you know what I mean? And so basically I was like, look, I'd love to have my car done before TX2K. Awesome, we're gonna work on that, no big deal. Obviously TX2K comes, it never happens. Then I don't know, it just their customer service and everything else just kind of went to shit. I felt like I got thrown on the back burner, whereas before I was treated like, you know, one of their top people. I was sending people to Livernois. I thought I was doing my job as an ambassador for Livernois, as a sponsored car. And so I send it over there, and then I get my car back for the first time. This is probably in August, I believe. So we're talking, you know, I blew my engine in January, and I think this is like 8 months later. So I get it back, and what the plan was is they were going to pick up my Trackhawk. They were going to tune it for me, do all the pulleys and stuff, which you guys saw all those videos. And then I was going to get my car back, and then they would just ship me my car back. Cool, no big deal. Raced my car a couple times, and then my car went away. Excuse me. So then my car was at the house, and I was like, cool. Andy, which is one of the guys over there, I said, hey, I want to test the nitrous. Is that okay? Absolutely, no big deal. So, me being a YouTuber, I load the car up with my buddy Eric and with my buddy Dave, and my brother David, and we go in there, and the nitrous, I'm like, man, that's fucking weird. So I hit it, nothing fucking happens. To come to find out, because it starts fucking throwing misfires, that one of the pistons got burned up. Can't go over there. One of the pistons got burned up on the car. So I'm like, that's kind of weird. And he's, you know, I'm like, I don't know what I did. I literally followed exactly what you told me. And then I get a message from Andy saying I burned up a piston and that I shouldn't be testing the nitrous with 4 people in the car. And I'm like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? Like, I'm not saying the car would have been faster or anything, but I mean, come on, man. You're going to tell me not to load the car with people? That makes no sense. I can only have one person in the car when I'm racing? That makes no sense at all. So I've been waiting for my car, then the fucking second engine blows. Okay, it doesn't blow, but it burned up a piston. So Livernois is like, hey, we're gonna take care of you, no problem. I'm like, wow, that is a respectable fucking shop. They made a mistake, which I think it was the tune, if I'm being completely honest with you. And so they're like, you know what, we're gonna take care of you. Awesome, thank you, because Hellcat fucking engines are about $24,000. They're not fucking cheap. Like, if you want to build a stroker motor, it's not fucking cheap. That is the one problem with Hemis, is they're fucking expensive. They're amazing engines, but they're fucking expensive. So we are now, you know, nothing happens. Car goes back. It's been a long time. So I go all the way. So they get my car running. This is October of last year. So I think it was before I got married or after I got married. I can't remember. No, this is last year. So I was already married. So October, which was almost a year ago, so 11 months ago, I go to Atco, New Jersey, okay, which I meet a bunch of awesome people that I've talked to online before, which one of my good buddies, James Golden, he's known as Red Eye Racing on Instagram. I finally got to meet him. I've been talking to him fucking forever. Super fucking great guy. I love Jim. He's an awesome dude. I messed around with him. I call him my dad on Instagram. But anyways, so I go all the way up there. Now let me mind you, Livernois told me, hey, we're gonna ship your car to Atco so you can go race. Awesome, fuck yeah, I'm super pumped. We're gonna take our red eye. It's gonna be great. We're gonna have a great time. I'm like, dude, finally I get to fucking race my car after almost a year later. I'm like, dude, this is so awesome. I fly all the way up there on my own dime. I spend probably like $1,500 to $2,000 because they only let me know like a week before. So my flight was fucking crazy expensive. To get a hotel is crazy expensive. To fucking get a rental car. It was crazy expensive, but I did it because I was like, I want to drive my car so fucking bad. So I go all the way up there. I hop in my car and I film the whole fucking thing. And I got real pissed off because as soon as I get in my car, it sounds great. Pull up to the line. I don't even get to the 60 foot. My car goes, wee, wee. And I'm like, the fuck is going on here? So I do it like 5 more times. I'm like, dude, this is like, I got so pissed. And I talked to Dan Millen, who's the owner of Livernois, one of the owners of Livernois Motorsports. And I was like, dude, I'm just being honest with you. Like, I'm going to switch fucking tuners. Like, it really pissed me off that I go all the way up there. And then you guys are telling me my transmission is going out now. Like, how all of a sudden is my transmission going out from when you guys were testing it the week before to I'm at the event, now the transmission's going out. So I fly all the way up there. It fucking pisses me off, whatever. So go up there, come back home. I talk to Dan. I'm like, all right, cool. You know what? I'm a loyal fucking person. That's one thing about me is I'm fucking loyal. And that's my one downfall is I will let you fuck me over more than once. And I'll be like, oh, you know, they're really nice people, blah, blah, blah. When I should have just fucking cut ties with Livernois right there. So what I did is they shipped my transmission to Southern Hot Rod, which they make amazing fucking transmissions. And I get a billet torque converter from Suncoast Performance. Awesome fucking torque converter. Now, let me say this. Livernois never told me that I was buying my transmission. They never gave me a price for it. They never told me any of that, okay? So I was under the assumption that, oh, maybe Livernois is paying for my transmission because they're going to use my stock one and give it to someone else. Whatever. So, this will tie in later. So, they have my car for, I don't know, they get everything together, and I'm like, hey, can you get my car ready for TX2K 2020? Yeah, absolutely. No fucking problem. I don't know what happened, but they've been extremely busy. So again, my car gets put on the back burner. Okay. Now, let me mind you, I don't know how many Trackhawks that I've sent to Livernois, but it's plenty enough where they should have at least gotten my car ready for TX2K. So I talked to Andy fucking 2 days. No. The night before we were supposed to leave for TX2K. And I'm ready. I'm like getting my shit together. I'm like, cool. We've got everything ready. I've fucking got gas. We're ready to go. And they fucking tell me, literally like 6 hours fucking before I'm supposed to leave, that my car's not gonna be ready. And I'm like, Andy, bro, you're killing me. So my car was not ready. I was frustrated. I was pissed off. And at that point, I already knew that I was done with Livernois. I was like, I'm done. I'm not going to say anything to them. I got to figure out how to get my fucking car back. The shitty thing what happened is COVID hit. So obviously COVID hit and all that shit. Okay. This is before TX2K, right before. So they trailer my car all the way down to Florida. Okay, they run it. They're not even making full fucking passes, and my car runs a 9.3. A 9.3 in like 2500 DA. And I'm like, oh, my car's back. They're like, oh, the car shift's amazing. It's running awesome. Not even on fucking nitrous. Andy was like, yeah, your car should be running like, once we get it dialed in, it'll be running like a 9.1X. And I'm like, holy fuck. That's fucking awesome. You know what I mean? On a stock blower in, 3,000 DA, I'm going to be running a 9.1 something. That's fucking awesome, because that means with nitrous, I will have an 8-second fucking 4,500 pound Charger Hellcat. Awesome. He calls me like 10 minutes later. Is like, hey, did you pull the booster pump out? And I'm like, yeah, you told me to, because I was having issues with it a year ago. He's like, really? And I'm like, Andy, you're the one who told me to get rid of it. So they ran my car once because it was running out of fuel, I guess, at the top, and it needed a boost pump. So they ran my car just once, and they couldn't find a fucking boost pump. So they took my car all the way to Florida, without checking to see if my car had a boost pump. And I'm like, dude, these fucking guys, bro, I can't believe this shit. And, but I was happy because my car was running and I was getting feedback on the transmission. I'm like, all right, cool. Southern Hot Rod shit is legit. I'm fucking pumped. Awesome. So then that's when the TX2K thing happened. And then obviously COVID happened, and I'm like, I need to get my fucking car back. So I called them. I said, look, I need to get my fucking car back. My grand opening is June 13th. I want my car at my grand opening, okay? It's been a staple of Contagion Athletics for the past almost 4 years. Everybody knows that car, obviously because it's wrapped, and it started the Paisley fucking movement that I do all my cars in now. So, so they get it down there. Now, I'm going to tell you this because I really don't care. So, my buddy Marvin, who's an awesome friend of mine, he's like a fucking brother to me, started out as one of my clients. He was in town, and he's like, hey, bro, I will go pick up your car, because Livernois couldn't ship it out because of obviously COVID stuff. So, so my buddy Marvin drives 22 hours all the way to Livernois Motorsports. Now, my buddy already left. They didn't tell me there was going to be a bill for anything, okay? There was not. Okay, so my buddy goes all the way there. Now, again, they didn't tell me anything about a bill. And Livernois has not made me pay before to get my car. Usually they're like, oh, you can pay it once you have time. No big deal. Okay, cool. No big deal. So, he goes all the way up there, and they're like, hey, this is your bill. I'm like, bill for what? Like, what are you talking about? Like, you guys told me that I would be able to make payments on it whenever you guys were done with my car, because my car was not finished, okay? So, as you guys know, I opened a new facility, okay? I don't have money to just go be dropping fucking tons of money at these places, especially when Livernois told me that I could make payments on it. I'm just being honest with you guys. So, I was going to make payments on the transmission that I had to pay for, which I didn't fucking know I had to pay for, and the nitrous gas tank, which, again, is not done. And I paid for my fucking car. My car was not finished. So that's what really pisses me off. Anyways, so they're haggling me, and I'm like, dude, what? You could have told me. They're like, so they were literally holding my car hostage at the shop. And let me remind you, they've sent my car here, and I still had a bill. So I don't understand what the big deal was. Big deal is they knew I was going to switch fucking tuners and probably were afraid that I wasn't going to pay. I'm not the type of person, but when you tell somebody, hey, you can make a couple payments on the bill, no big deal, okay, cool. Instead, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, so I had to pay all this money immediately, which I was not ready to pay for. You know what I mean? So, anyways, my buddy picks up my car, and I'm like, hey, make sure everything's there. He gets all the way here, and they did not put my front skinnies that were brand new, or my $750 fucking water pump from EMP that I bought in the car. Okay, so I get my car back. It's running good, no big deal. My car is in the garage, sitting there, and I'm like, wow, that's weird. There's fucking oil on the ground in my garage. I wonder why that is. So I send multiple pictures to Dan and Andy, multiple fucking pictures, and say, hey, my car's leaking oil. What's going on? So I go into there, and I'm like, is it this oil cooler line? So I take my car to the dealership. They replace the oil cooler line for another $650. So I'm like, wow, this is awesome. You guys said my car is fucking done, and it's leaking fucking oil. That's fantastic. So I took pictures and everything. My car was never fucking finished. I feel like they just rushed it because they knew that I was going to be switching tuners. They knew it was going to happen because of how shitty they've been treating me lately. And you can ask, and I don't mean to put my homie on blast over there, but one of my buddies works at the shop over there, and I'm not going to even say his fucking name, but he knew that they've been treating me like fucking dog shit. He knew when I went to New Jersey and they fucked me over about that. Like, they could have offered to fucking pay for my flight or fucking whatever, And again, they never told me I was paying for a transmission, because when I talked to Dan, he was trying to hook me up with the transmission and blah, 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 blah. So when I got the bill to pick up my car that I wasn't ready for, I was like, okay, that's cool. I guess I'm paying for this shit that I had no clue that I'm fucking paying for. So, my car is currently in Houston at my new tuner's house. I'm not going to say who is tuning my car yet, because I want to make a special video once my car is running legit. What I can tell you is Joseph Young, Streetcar Joe, installed my triple fuel pump. He was telling me, and I'll make a separate video on that, but he was saying that basically Livernois is like, he was looking at stuff, he's like, I don't know what the fuck they were doing, okay? The weird thing is, my car gets to Houston, and he's, because I sent him fuel trims of before I put the triple fuel pump in, and after the triple fuel pump, and he's like, you know what's weird is, your car is actually in the normal range for fuel trims. He's like, before, it really was not in a really good position. And I'm like, wow, that's fucking awesome, because I could have blown another fucking engine. So, the shitty thing is, I really like Dan from Livernois Motorsports. Andy, I really liked him at the beginning, but what's weird about Andy, and I don't really give a shit that I'm saying this, is when I first went to Livernois Motorsports, he would say that they don't do certain things because they don't work for Hellcats, blah, blah, blah. And now I see them putting out those kind of products on Livernois Motorsports website. So, and I'm sorry this is a long fucking video, but there's a lot to fucking explain. So, what's my opinion of Livernois Motorsports? I think for a bolt-on car, they do good work. When you start getting into the realm of really pushing the Hellcat platform, you need to go to somebody who that's all they do. Hemis are a lot different than your Coyotes, than your LS engines. They need special attention, and if you don't know what the fuck you're doing, you're gonna blow shit up. That's my opinion, okay? When I blew my first engine, I asked Andy if I needed to get my shit, if I needed to log my car when I was in Houston to make sure that everything was good. He said no. Now you're talking about going from DA of 5,500 to a DA of negative 1,400. I should have logged my car. I listened to my tuner because I didn't know fucking better at the time. I know better now. I log all the time. So, I just think, I think Livernois Motorsports, they do a great job for certain things. I think once you start pushing the limits of the Hellcat platform, they are not a good place to go. An example is, like, I mean, shit, look at my car, man. Like, they had it for a long fucking time. A long time. And again, I'm grateful that they gave me some discounts on certain fucking things, but at the end of the fucking day, I haven't had my car for like over 18 months. And the promises, and yeah, we're gonna get done, and yeah, we're gonna get done. My car is still not fucking done. So guess what? I'm having to switch fucking tuners and spend more fucking money and then go fucking buy an unlocked ECU because Livernois Motorsports locks their ECUs for some fucking reason because they don't want people to steal their tunes. Who the fuck would steal their tunes? You know what I mean? So, I don't know if Dan's gonna watch this. I don't know if Andy's gonna watch this. Dan, you're an awesome dude. Andy, you're a very nice guy. I just think when it comes to the Hellcat platform and pushing the limits, you need to go to some reliable sources. So, I'm not going to name shops because it would give away who I'm using, but you guys will find out soon. Some of you probably already have guessed it or heard. But I want to let you guys know my car is in good hands now. It's just, I wanted to give my full experience with them. The other thing, which I've never said this to fucking anyone, the real reason why I sold my Trackhawk originally, and I'll say this in the other video we're gonna make, is because my transmission was not starting to do very well. I could feel it kind of slip here and there. Livernois Motorsports is known for not very good transmission tuning. And I was like, it should be okay with my car. And I think, to be honest with you guys, that's why my transmission on my Hellcat went out at 14,000 miles, and my Jeep one, it was starting to kind of fuck around at 30,000. Now, their argument would be, well, yeah, your car's tuned, you're gonna beat on it. Yeah, but when you guys' company is the only one's company who's having transmission issues, maybe it's not the transmission. That's just me. So, I'm sorry for the long-ass video. I hope that anybody who watches this goes out and understands, you know, what's going to be happening. I haven't even called Livernois to tell them that I switched shops. And, like, to be honest, I would. Because if they call me, I'm going to be like, you guys need to refund me my fucking money. Because, like, my car is not fixed. Like, I paid for a nitrous fuel cell that isn't done. My oil line is leaking. My car got to my tuner's house, and he says it's still leaking. So it's probably an oil pan gasket, which has been replaced by Livernois. So it's very frustrating that you spend a bunch of fucking money and waste a bunch of fucking time. And I should have just listened to fucking James Golden, Jim, back in Echo and just switched back then. Is what I really should have done. Because AJ with Hemi Tuner Performance, he's a great fucking tuner. Am I using AJ? No, I'm not. But he's a great fucking tuner. So, anyways, I'm sorry this is a long-ass video. You guys can take what you want from it. I'm giving you my experience. Undisclosed. That's my full fucking experience with them. Would I use them again? Absolutely not. I think that they got too busy. They started not giving a shit about some of their customers. Especially, look, I don't want any special treatment. I don't. But when you guys promise me deadlines and promise me this and promise me that, and then don't fucking do it, especially when I give you guys a ton of fucking business and I promote the shit out of your guys' product, it really rubs me the wrong way, because I, as a business owner, would never fucking do that. I would never do that. So, anyways, that's my experience. Sorry for the long rant. I know this is like a 30-minute fucking video, and I'm really sorry, but there's a lot to cover in this video. So, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching and supporting. If you guys stayed this long, yes, I am in a new truck. We'll go over that in the next video. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate your support. You guys are fucking awesome. Wrench Gang for life. And anyways, you guys have an awesome, safe Labor Day weekend. My name is Kevin Van Boris. Make sure you guys are following me at CaliBoyKev on Instagram and on Snapchat. I'm out this bitch.